Okay, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Original Free Kick. This is E. Marcel Portooth, and thank you for joining us. We're recording this on the same day of Atlanta United's latest match on August 4th, and we were at the match at MBS and looking at the results. It was really not the best trip overall for if you were a supporter of Atlanta United, as the team was eliminated from the Leagues Cup after its 0-0 draw to Santos Laguna and ultimately eliminated on penalty kicks. So they will now advance to the next round. Two matches in the tournament, two regulation draws, ultimately falling in penalty kicks. So that portion of the season is over. So Atlanta United has already been eliminated from the Leagues Cup, eliminated from MLS. No, they're still in MLS. Eliminated from the U.S. Open Cup, the Marha U.S. Open Cup, and now all that's left is MLS play. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. But as always, we were able, if we attend a match, we're able to attend the presser of Atlanta United interim manager Rob Valentino. Let's get right to it, and I'll have some additional thoughts on the match after we hear from Rob. So let's get to that right now.
Did you think that the team came out with the expected aggressiveness or intensity, knowing that it was a must-win match?
Uh, yeah, I think I didn't see anything missing from that. I mean, they knew it was must win, but it's a 90-minute game, so I'm gonna ask them to run with like chickens with their head cut off from the first minute. I think that they knew it was at stake, and ultimately in those moments too, it's not about going crazy. It's about staying composed and making sure you do enough to win the game and throughout the 90 minutes. So yeah, I thought so.
Hey, Coach, just curious, what went into the decision to give Bartek the armband?
I think that he's somebody that I think leads by example with his work rate. He's somebody that's an up and coming leader. He leads quietly and in his own way. And I thought it was a good opportunity that show him that one, we're behind him, and I think that it's a role that he could step into at some point in his career. And yeah, that was that.
Right here in the middle.
Rob, looking forward after this tournament, do you think the team needs players, especially on the midfield and the attacking part? Do you think that the team needs more players on that positions?
Look, there will be players coming. We know that. It's been stated that we know that we've sold players and there's been important players or players that have produced that have left, but ultimately we're focused on the ones that we have. And we know Alexi's coming. We'll welcome him and be excited to get him integrated to the team. But at the moment, the players that are with us, we'll try to improve. I told these guys in there, I'm really disappointed that we didn't advance in the tournament. I think even in the games, both games we played, even though not having the greatest start in DC, we did enough to win games. Ultimately, we didn't lose, and it goes down to penalties, and sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. We prepared, did everything in our control to prepare, and we didn't advance. That's what I'm disappointed in. But what I am excited for is the next 9 games. Next 9 games, I told them we have one objective, and that's at the moment to make the playoffs. And that's where I'm going, and I hope they're coming with me. So I think that's the message with the players, the message I've got to everybody here that we're disappointed, yes, but no one's going to feel sorry for us, and that's been the message all along. And I'm ready to go at this next 9 games.
Go on the second row, on the end.
Coach, I'm just going to ask about the mood of the team after this result and what the mood is headed into the next couple of weeks before you resume MLS play.
Yeah, I think it's disappointment. Like, they want to advance just as much as I did, I'm sure, and yeah, there's that. But also at the end of the day, like I told them, that's where I'm going. I'm going for the playoffs, and I hope they're there with me. I believe they are. I believe it's a group that's what they want as well. So again, we'll dust ourselves off. No one's going to feel sorry for us, and we'll move in the forward direction, like we always have.
Back to Doug.
What happened with Daniel at the end of the first half? And secondly, how will you spend the next couple of weeks and the players spend the next couple of weeks to try to ensure that you can move up from 9th and secure a higher seed for the playoffs?
Yeah, Daniel felt something in his hamstring, so he'll have normal evaluation process. I don't have exactly what's going on, so look at that. And then, yeah, I touched on it all the time, right? Like, the outcomes that we want are always the same, so each game we'll approach, and we know that we want to be in the playoffs. That's really the biggest thing. We want to be in the playoffs, be as high as we can, And so there'll be things we work on. We really work on ourselves over the next, I think we've got about, where we look at it, 12 to 13 training sessions where we can really get after it. And it doesn't mean always about the physical work, but it can be a little bit about the tactical part. Obviously, hopefully we'll get players that have come in as well and try to integrate them, but we really want to really work on ourselves. We had a little bit of that last week, and then we'll try to hit that as well these next couple of weeks.
Is there anything specific now that you have a long run of training sessions that you want to work on?
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question, everything, like, we'll try to go into certain specifics that I'm not gonna like give away in that way, not like I'm hiding secrets or anything, like I'm reinventing the wheel or anything, but there's certain things that we'll evaluate that worked in the first 9 games, and there's certain things that with a new player coming in, how can he integrate and how can he make us better in certain ways, whether that's in attack or defense. So we'll work on everything, attacking, defending, transition moments, pieces. So we'll try to incorporate, but we'll look at how we can tweak or even each session.
Go back to the middle.
Coach, on the substitution of Mosquera, what were you looking for? I see Sala went inside and Mosquera went to the right-hand side. What were you looking for? Did you get what you expect to get from him?
I mean, right away, yeah, he put the crossing for Sala to have the header. That's like exactly what we would have looked for, and that was a really good chance that we created. That was kind of it, that's what we wanted. Him, the directness, he's got speed, he's aggressive, so that's what we were looking at and thought that he could help change the game. Sala played in that position the last time, and I think sometimes he's got an unpredictable movement that can throw opponents off, and yeah, the outcome will tell us it didn't work, but he created one chance that could have won us the game as well. So I thought Edwin right away did what we asked, and then over long term we'll look at the game and how can he be effective when he comes into games or off the start.
Go down here in the front, Henry.
In the last game, obviously you had the 3 goals, and then you fast forward to this game and unable to find anything in regulation. What did you see that was kind of the difference between that game and this game that made it hard for you all to find the net?
Yeah, in the second half, I feel like in the first half, I thought we'd start to do some things to create chances or even create half chances to get shots off. But there was 3 switches to play, and then in the second half, I thought that we could have been on the ball a little bit more to find those switches to play through midfield, and ultimately, something like where Edwin got isolated 1v1 for a cross. That's really what we were looking at, and we didn't do enough of it in the second half. But yeah, we also have to be really lethal with the chances we do get.
We got time for a couple more. Again, if you're on the line and you have a question, use the raise hand function, and we'll call on you here in just a second. We'll go back to the room, John.
Coach, wanted to get your thoughts on Matt Edwards. Obviously, Pedro not 90 minutes fit, but you call Matt comes out, finishes the match for you. What's it been like for you to see Matt continue to evolve to where you can call on him in these moments and have him be out there for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a testament to Matt. Like, he's obviously a right footer that came in on the left side in a really important game, and I was saying to the guys on the bench that if we're not going to trust him now, when will we? And we'll always go, well, what can he do here? What can he give us? And I think it was a really cool moment to see, not that I'm testing things, but I believed in the kid that he can step up and do the job there, and thought he was solid. He kind of slotted in a moment where the game was aggressive, intense, and yeah, he showed the qualities that we think he has, and whether that's on the left side, right side, he showed some bravery, and that was good. Now we know we've got an extra player there we can use along the back line.
Go down here on the front row on the left.
Sort of building off John's question, Pedro getting the start today, then coming off for a net, what you make of Pedro's performance tonight?
I thought he was really solid. I mean, obviously he's still working himself into full fitness, but even in that moment, it felt like he still handled himself really well. He got into the attack. We probably get into the attack a little bit more, but defensively was pretty solid. I felt like he gelled right into the team, and that was a positive, real first experience. And, he had the one the other night, so yeah, it's something to build off of and see what we'll have with Pedro.
We'll go to the last question, right down here to Doug.
Yeah, Santos is a team that struggled to score its past few matches. I kind of expected they were going to try to get it to penalty kicks and win that way. Do you think that's how they played, and particularly in the first half?
No, not really. I mean, I don't think you would ask those coaches, they're going to play to win the game. They want to try to create chances. They want to try to score goals. So I can't imagine them trying to play for penalties all the way through. That's a long game for them. They still play their way. They're a team that keep a lot of possession. When you look at the results, it's not fair to them it's not where I see their team. They're a team that keeps possession and they can create. And so it's a different type of player that we come up against. And I don't think that they've sat in to play for penalties, really, to be honest.
And that was Atlanta United interim manager Rob Valentino as a team looks to rebound and recover from eliminations within the past few weeks from a U.S. Open Cup and the now Leagues Cup, and sitting in the bottom half of the Eastern Conference standings, really barely holding on to a playoff position. A team gets a few weeks off. They return to action later on in the month of August as they go to the LA Galaxy. We'll have some more thoughts and commentary on this match and more over the next few weeks as team does get ready to get back into MLS play. But definitely signs of disappointment among the players and the coaching staff. The lack of attendance, less than 30,000 in the stands for the match. That's a and granted, I know it's a different setup as far as the ticketing and other things with the Leagues Cup compared to the MLS tickets that fans probably normally get. But still, just a really visually not a good performance for Atlanta United. The visuals of the stadium not even being halfway full is is something that they really have to evaluate and look at. And as I said, we'll delve into that more over the next few weeks. But thank you for listening and watching this latest edition of the Original Free Kick. And I was really bad host because I did not give my call or I traditionally in radio, you say your call letters, or you need to just reset as that's another radio term where you give, and that's what you do your plugs. And I didn't do any of that in the beginning. I went right to my thoughts on the match. But as always, to follow everything that we do, go to the mothership, the sportsinquirer.net, premier site for news and notes in the world of sports. You can also go to our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter /X. Just look me up, eMarcel2 or Sports Inquirer. You'll be able to follow me there. And then finally, you can listen and view our audio and video content on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and many more platforms that we're going to be beginning to incorporate into our Sports Inquirer world. But once again, thank you for listening and watching this latest edition of the Original Free Kick. Until next time, good fight, good night, be safe.